report has shown that these Sharia courts are councils that operate as voluntary arbitration tribunals. And I want to stress that, first of all, although there are many abuses and many problems, the principle under English common law, confirmed in the 1996 Arbitration Act, is very simple, that all British citizens have the right to conduct alternative dispute resolutions. They have the right to go to voluntary tribunals that may or may not have a religious ethos. But these tribunals have absolutely no legal authority. They are not courts, and our report is very clear that if they refer to themselves as courts or imply they have legal authority, that should not be permitted. OK, Mustafa Warsi, let's bring you in at this point. In which case, what's the point of them? If they are, beneath British law in terms of the legal hierarchy, which they should be, then why do they even exist at all? Surely it's time just to get rid of them.
It is important to recognize that there are lots of different, Britain is an incredibly diverse country. There are lots of different people that hold a whole host of moral and social views, have a range of beliefs about how best to organize their own lives and the lives of their families most meaningfully. A significant section of those people believe that Sharia courts, or Sharia councils rather, do in fact provide a service insofar as it helps them organize their lives in a way that best accords with their deepest held beliefs. Now, while it might be the case that this results in injustice at times, that by itself, the fact that there exists injustice, or the fact that there exist particular instances where bad things have happened, does not contradict the general principle that in a liberal society, people should in fact be free to organize as they like.
But we're a liberal society within reasons. We have rule of law, we have supremacy of British law. There are manifest occasions where we've heard of Sharia courts, councils, call them what you like, being misogynistic, blatantly favouring men, giving women little say. That's totally contrary to what we stand for in terms of British values.
So if it is ever the case that cases emerge where women have in fact been abused or crimes have been committed, and in fact their legal rights have been contravened, then it sort of doesn't really matter whether or not this is a Muslim woman that has received advice from a Sharia court or otherwise. It could be somebody from a totally different community. If there is in fact a crime that has been committed...
But there are courts for other communities. There's a British court which has supremacy.
But it doesn't matter.
There are no courts for Catholics.
They're called diocesan tribunals. They're also courts...
But they're not supreme to British law.
Well, neither are Sharia councils. None of them are, nor should they be.
You're making a case for Sharia courts in Britain. Why?
I'm making a case for Sharia councils. I defend the rights of all British citizens to conduct the basic principle of voluntary arbitration if they wish to. What's very important, however, is that it's genuinely voluntary, so that we actually ensure that women are aware of their legal rights, that Sharia councils have an obligation to inform them of their legal rights, and that if there are issues of communication...
But Muslim women, we hear all the time, are living under a patriarchy. The Muslim elders, all the laws are made by men. Am I wrong?
Well, you're sounding like a bit of a woke feminist there. I'm not sure how far...
I'm talking about women's rights being dictated to them by men.
I'm talking about the rights of both women and men to make their own choices. Now, we can't assume that a woman, just because she's a Muslim, is unable to make free choices. However, where
you think they have free choices under Sharia courts? You think women have equality under Sharia courts?
I think that women have equality under British law, and I think women's equality under British law needs to be protected. You're going to take away a basic right from all British citizens, be they Muslims, Catholics, Jews, or anyone else, if you abolish these things. What's very important is that women who choose to use these must have their rights made known to them, and where there is abuse, this must be dealt with by the full force of the law.
But is that feasible? I mean, we have a grooming gang scandal, a rape gang scandal at the moment, where we have a total fear to intervene in these matters, a total fear of British authorities to stamp down on any perceived inequalities, even when they blatantly emerge. It's for the birds to suggest that British lawmakers will go in and exact supremacy when they're too afraid to go in for fear of being called Islamophobic.
Well, you raise a very legitimate point. We don't know exactly what's happened in all of these towns where grooming gangs occurred, but we do support a full, comprehensive national inquiry to find out exactly what has gone wrong and how to put it right. So there may well be cases where, for fear of racial sensitivity or accusations of Islamophobia, authorities have not acted rightly. This is the failure of Britain to enforce the rule of law, and we absolutely support a change.